good afternoon, good afternoon. Welcome back to another commercial Truckin Chronicles live video here this afternoon, Wednesday, hump day. It's actually it's the 13th, August 13th, 2025. And I'm not working today. It's been quite a week this week so far. It's been a lot of rain, so of course there's been a lot of cancellations and stuff. So as far as the regular uh, regular hustle and bustle, man, we gotta find another way. Gotta make something else happen. Gotta find another way to bring in that bag. And crypto is actually looking real good right now. Congratulations if you got some, because you're up. But like I said, man, I've been rained out for the last few days at work, so there's it's kind of like a stalemate this week. You know what I'm saying? The check ain't gonna have too many characters, but I'll be sure waiting to get it when they do come. So I got a clip real quick. I got a clip I want to play, but I want to tell you, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's opportunity right now in the markets. I got a lot of people that, have hit me up and stuff, and they thank me and everything. And Gen Z, how you doing, sir? What's going on? I'm from, where am I originally from? Is that what you mean, sir? Or where am I at? Can you have a moderator? I do need a moderator. Is that Adam? I do need a mod. I'm gonna need a mod. So, okay. Stick around, Adam. See if we can't make that happen for you. My video. I'm not sure what that means. What you mean by that? Gotta be more specific. All right, so I don't need your help. So I feel you. That's what I'm talking about. Let me go ahead and do that for you now, man. Add as moderator. There you go. Can you remove messages and hide or put users in timeout? Can manage block word. I'm gonna do the standard for you, Adam. All right, and I appreciate you for that. So I was just saying about and the other guy to ask where I'm from. The United States. Right now I'm in North Carolina. I'm from up north. All right, so tri-state area, New England. Pick a state: Mass, Connecticut, Jersey, New York. You're welcome. And so we got Adam as a moderator, so y'all have to be respectful. or else he's gonna handle the business and get you out of there. But again, thanks for coming back into tune in to Commercial Trucking Chronicles. Like I said, I was just talking. Today is a rain day, another rain day this week. So, of course, gotta still just because it rained don't mean that there's not life going on and things to be be dealt with and stuff. So I gotta get this money and stuff. And the best way I see to get the money, especially on a rainy day, is what I'm saying, to get my feet wet with the markets. How about that? So if you this is from the United States, USA. So getting my feet wet over here with these markets. Respect to you. All right, all right. Appreciate it. So like I said, man, short week this week. We did hella hours last week, so the check was, paycheck was good. But I always encourage having a another source of income, another side hustle, whatever you call it, in today's day and time, because it is kind of hard out here, for a truck driver. If you're a truck driver, I'm a truck driver, so it's hard for us out here as drivers. Some drivers are waiting on loads. I look like Rambo. Come in, bro. You know what I'm saying? Not Rambo. Come in, come in, bro. Yeah, the brother with the jectified afro. um, but yeah, So I said these crypto markets is looking good. And see, the thing about a lot of people on the sideline, or they miss an opportunity because they're afraid to take the chance. With a few dollars. But it could get you far. I mean, it could go a long way, a few of those dollars, if you took that chance. So I mean, I'm not shilling Bitcoin because, of course, Bitcoin is over $120,000. I'm not shilling any kind of coin, but there are coins that we could take a look at, we could talk about, we could discuss, and we can have an open dialogue on and say, hey, man, you can get more bang for your buck over here, because I'm going to show you a video in a hot second. I got a small clip I want to show you that shows you over the last 30 days, right? Trucking changed your life. That's what's up. Trucking changed my life too, Glenn. You know what I'm saying? I see I'm taking it to another level with it though, because in my son, I got my son, my oldest boy, he drives trucks, you know what I'm saying? And I told him earlier today because he's in the markets and he's doing very well. And was saying like, um, I can't afford to lose my job because I need this money so I could roll it over into, he trading contracts and stuff like that. And so, on a prop firm, he uses a prop firm to do it. So he, does leverage trading and things. And so he was just saying how, he had to bust his window to get into the truck because he locked himself out. Trucking changed my son's life, man. And then he learned how to trade. So that was the other income that he learned while he was, in the truck a lot of the time by himself, just reading charts and learning and stuff like that. And I'm very, very proud of him today because, you know, um, I'm very proud of him because today, like I said, man, he could call me up and tell me that he's doing really good. He screenshotted me some stuff and sent it to me. So, he had the receipts to show. But and I had told him glad to a couple of things that I had mentioned to him. He took that advice, and I understand when I give him financial advice, it's my son, but I was just kind of pointing out to him, like I said, we talk about a couple of these different crypto coins that are out here. It's not always about Bitcoin because everybody is distracted with this $120,000 coin that they cannot at this point afford to buy in totality. And if you're still buying sats or little portions of it, it's not giving you enough return on the investment because it's not moving like that. Over the course of the last 30 days, we'll see that I think it's only up like 6% or no, I think 1.5% or something of that measure. But this clip I'm going to show you to show you these the coins that are up over 50% and up over way more in the same amount of time, 30 days, that you could buy, that you can afford, that somebody like me or you who might have a paycheck this week that only gonna give us a certain amount of hours, and then leave us with a certain amount of money after we handle our responsibilities. Use money left over to invest is not much, but it would have been a wise thing to kind of take that money and you know uh, look at investing it. Now I'm not saying go invest. I'm saying look at investing it. Hey, I only had this much left over this week, and that's what I do a lot of times. I don't. There's times when I put it all in, and then there's times don't. I'm not telling nobody to do that, but there's times when I just go put the whole check in, and when I get it, and then there's times when I'm just putting like 50, maybe $100 worth of my earnings, but constantly kind of just doing that to load up on what it is that so I feel like you gotta go. How you doing? How you doing, Jenny? Hey, so yeah, like I appreciate what I'm saying, you guys coming in and saying what's up and everything, showing respect. The moderator, I guess I don't know what happened to the moderator. He was around and he disappeared. I guess people are asking to be able to come. I don't know, but do me a favor. Don't spam. It's not going to get you nowhere. All right. Let me play this clip right quick because this is kind of why I said I was going to do what I was going to do. Hopefully, I can pull it up. But it's crazy. It's funny because I talk to so many people, and I have people call me, and they call me, and they're thanking me and stuff, and saying, "Man, you know what I'm saying? I not just my son, you know what I'm saying? Like other people and stuff. I gotta give you some money. Give me some money. That would be nice. I would take it. I'm not asking for it, but if you made some money because it's something that I kind of, mentioned, shout out to you. And if you're feeling generous, I'm gonna get a thing where you could put some money in the chat. You know what I'm saying? That would be fine. I'll take it. Help support the channel. And you can support the channel just by liking, so just subscribing. But I had a stupid thing already sitting there. I was gonna play it. What my man was talking about. And here it is. Here it is right here. Let me turn this up. How did you make that much money in the last month? It wasn't from Bitcoin. I can show you that right here. I made a decent amount off it, but hardly not that much. And you can see sideways, basically, 1.58%. I'm going to go over why, because another billionaire, this billionaire's buying up a crypto. And then we come in here, and you guys can see we got Ethereum, and this is the one, man, 55%. Shout out to you if you got Ethereum, 55% in the last month. Now, I have people that had called me, and I didn't really ever like Ethereum, but I did tell people it was a good time to buy. Even I forget, Barron or one of those Trump members, his family was saying that they were buying Ethereum. And I was looking at it and I was saying to myself, Ethereum's not a bad play, and it's very affordable. And if you think about it, it has a lot of room to grow. And it's number 2. So you can never go wrong buying anything in the top 5 or top 10. This is not financial advice, but it's just a smart money choice. I'm not going to buy something that's not doing well. I'm not going to buy something that's not trending. I'm not investing in anything that is not, like a blue chip or in the, you know what I'm saying, in the, in the public's eye, or, on, being mentioned every time you turn around, like on television, or in, discussions and stuff. With all of them, we already talked about all of the different um, regulations and stuff like that that were coming out. They then said Ethereum had a free pass. We're not going to try and take that from Ethereum, especially when the price is looking good. So a lot of these people made a lot of money. There's a lot of people. I use a little bit of Ethereum because it's required as a gas fee to do some transactions inside my cold storage wallet, and that's another thing that we'll get to. But look, he's telling you how much he done made off of it, and these other people did it too. And shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so if you're a truck driver like my son, and you were involved in, what I'm saying, like buying and holding, or he trades, he sells and trades and he holds. He got, I guess, your kid's got his little strategy, and using your trucking paycheck to do it. Shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm doing the same thing. That's why today I'm not really worried too much that it rained the last couple of days and I'm not working. See, so that's just, what I'm saying, being not on the sideline, but being aware of, what's happening out here in the markets. How can I find, how can I get the more bang for my buck? And we don't have a 401k where I work at, but they just signed a thing saying that now these 401k people can, allocate cryptocurrency into, the people's retirement funds, or pension funds and 401ks and stuff like that. And so it just is something that you can look into, because you can do it yourself. You can self custody. You don't have to have Charles Schwab, or Fidelity, or whoever is a fund manager that is offering to your employer um, these investment vehicles or opportunities. Because then what happens? The employer offers them to the employees. And if you want to opt into it, you talk to your human resource department or the payroll, or, them people say, yeah, man, you know what? I'm going to be a little aggressive. I'm going to go ahead and put like, 40% of my, my net, or whatever, like to put 40% in to the, whichever, what I'm saying, crypto you have. They can say, well, we got this down, that one, we got this one, and we have that one. It's up to you what you want to do, sir. But that's now the thing. So, like I said, um, maybe the trucking company that you might work for, owner operator, and he may not offer something like that. Just know that your comrades in trucking, they may have they may be working for an employer that's offering them access to these markets, and not knocking, allowing that 401k, or management manager, or whoever they use to manage those retirement funds, not knocking, opting into that. You can do that with your paycheck each week, truck driver, or you can do it yourself in cold storage and cold custody your own crypto, like I do. I don't I use a this is one of my cold storage wallets. Is much like an actual credit card. All my crypto's there. I download the app. I use it um, to link it and everything. That's a cold storage wallet. Then I have a hot wallet, which I actually is on my phone. Which I actually, when I want to move funds over there, I have to send them over there. If I just want to link my bank account and my card to my hot wallet, and I want to buy something today, I'm able to do that. And when I see these prices going up, like how Ethereum and stuff went up, I wanted to buy some, but I don't. I only buy a little bit of Ethereum that I need to be able to make transactions, of course. Um, so XRP Army, let's go. All right, in the house. Appreciate you, sir. Yeah, you know it. Um, and so this particular video was just kind of give you an idea, let you know. So I, The man say it was up 5% on the you know what I'm saying, on the Ethereum. Now, you know, I like the numbers. I'm you know what I'm saying, I am, yes, I am part of XRP community. I have been since 2016. It's like, I mean, before the airdrop, before the lawsuit, before the screenshots, you know, the Flare airdrop, before the screenshots, and I've been in this community for a very long time. So just holding and being patient, but also trying to educate people and spread some of this knowledge to people so that they don't sit on the sidelines. They don't miss out on a great opportunity that's now. This is like the one of the best opportunities to come. And you know, I said one in a lifetime. Well, there was opportunity 4 years ago. Yeah, but that was, you know, market cycle for a couple years back, and you know the big, you know, increase in price. If we want to go back and look at Bitcoin and see how much it was then, it might have been a little more possible. Well, actually, it might have been. I know that back then it would have been more moderately priced, right? But if you think about it, at the price that it's going to go to, it's still actually moderately priced, right? But I'm not going to talk about Bitcoin um, and make, you know, but I'm not going to talk down about it either. You know, I'm talking about these. There's opportunities, but you have to weigh your opportunities out. You know what I'm saying? Am I into about Korean memes? Um, Korean memes, like some of the meme coins. Which ones? I mean, let me think. Pudgy Penguin, I think that's one. If you're talking about that one, I had got some of that airdrop to me through my Solana wallet, and it's actually been doing very good ever since. I kind of swapped in and out of it a couple of times, but yeah, I know those Korean memes are very like they get hot. You know, there's some of them. I try not. I don't like to. I'm gonna say I would love to be able to tell you about certain coins, but you otherwise, a lot of people otherwise are not even, for one, they don't have access to them because of their, you know, their domicile, and then also, uh, you know, you have to, you know, you have to be on certain networks or it's not listed on an exchange. Like I said, kind of because of the domiciles, but some exchanges don't offer them. But let me try to get this guy. I want to finish up what he was talking about all the money he was making.
Well, if you've been
I
around
mean,
for over a year, I'm about to show you how to get up to $3 million in funding.
and then there's also the whole thing about these strategies when you have your, you know, you're ready to make an exit, when you're ready to cash it all out. Okay.
Let this sink in. Bitcoin over the last month is up 1%. One. Like that, I don't know. You're even gonna call home about this one? Then you get over to Ethereum, 55% up in a month. Like that is wild.
I'll take it.
And then we go over to XRP. Over the month, 6.24. I would take that every single month if I could get it. That's good. That's a good increase. But this is wild. 55%. And man,
All right. Well, whatever he got, he had, that's good. I'm glad he got it. And if you got it, I'm glad you got it. I don't, like I said, I don't have a lot of Ethereum. I never really was into Ethereum, um, but I have to use it. And because, well, I think the fees are coming down, so it's becoming more and more popular. But you got to think about something, right? Um, Smart contracts that Vitalik Buterin and the founder of ETH, um, the smart contracts is something that, you know, you're seeing. If you behind the scene, people don't realize real world adoption is happening right now. A lot of people have, you know, there's been mass layoffs on a corporate level, And then I'm gonna get to why. This is why I think, okay? I sold her some hopium. I'm selling it now. It's called the hopium. You get addicted to this type of stuff. The news of, and there's false hope out there. There's a lot of false hope out there being spread by news media, a lot of content creators. Artificial intelligence is also distracting, and they'll report on something that's fake. If I put a tweet or go up on X and put something up there, and then you get bots, like there's bots here in the comments of people that troll. They take it and run with it, and you got to fact check some of this stuff. So do some fact checks, man. But my opinions are my own. These are my own views and my own opinions. Okay. But getting back to, like, just if I was looking to get the most bang for my buck. Okay, my moderator's back. Cool. If I was looking to try to get the more bang for my buck, no, sir. No. If I was actually looking for more bang for the buck, I would be looking, what I'm saying, to try and, like I said, just you know get a general idea of what's trending. Okay, and what's trending is typically the smart contracts, and a lot of this stuff is written on the Ethereum network. Yeah, okay. Go Pac. So with there being a lot of mass layoffs from corporate levels and stuff like that, and this is my dreads. This is not, I have it wrapped up and stuff. Um, what's happening is a lot of people are they're being, a lot of people are starting to work remotely. Um, and I think that what's going to happen is, as use case for these different crypto assets, cryptocurrencies, because you think about it, yes, it's in the form of a token. That's just so that they can give it value and put it on the blockchain. Tokenization. However, the use case for the code, you know, um, it may mirror a lot of different applications that some of us have already been using if we work in a corporate setting or in the office. So we say, okay, I'm writing things in code. If you're submitting something for a bill, you're submitting something for, if you're just submitting any kind of information or entering information into a system, all of these systems are now coming together and communicating with each other. And the code is one thing that, it's on the, it's blockchain. It's the integration of the blockchain code that's now being used to send and receive messaging, information, as well as money. And it's all, they're using pretty much all, I want to say cookie cutter, but the smart contracts are just a mirror of a lot of the code and processes that you were processing before, when you did invoicing or when you did messaging. It's a very good question, sir. So what's happening is now, use case, right? These smart contracts on the Ethereum network, a lot of institutions, a lot of these businesses, I would say with the businesses that are part of these institutions, like say you have, for instance, The medical is, medical institution. You have an educational institution. You have, a legislation, a legislative institutions, which are court systems and things of that nature. So we have the legislation. We have you have you have a legislation. You have the educational system. You have a medical system, and then you also have the defense system. And then they said one time that crypto is a matter of national security because a lot of the information, and then also that we also have a financial system too. We have a financial system. So these different systems have different protocols and different codes as they, wrap up their daily, dealings and stuff. And so the language or the code is very different from one system to the other. And if they're sending some sort of payments and they're using the different payment systems, this is where the blockchain technology comes in. All right. So a person that's working in the, I don't want to say the record room, but in the front desk of a, checking people in, so to speak, gathering information, because we live in an age of information. Sending and receiving information and money has become such a, it's a very, I would say it's basically has been such a, a tough, it's been a tough, a slippery slope, basically. You know what I'm saying? It's been a tough hill to climb, to get to where, innovation and are, people are, pretty much is as informed as they need to be in the time frame as, saying it, which is, it's acceptable. Because you don't want to be waiting too long for responses. If you have, an inquiry, hey, ChatGPT, I need to know something about, X, Y, and Z. Could be a medical record. It could be a part. Are you looking up a part number? So cross-referencing a lot of this information through smart contracts, because they come out with a quantum computer that is going to be able to answer a lot of questions, solve so many different problems. I don't know what it's going to do for money. I don't know that it's going to give you ideas and new ideas and ways to make money, because you got to remember they want to also be able to control and suppress. Okay, so having the let me tell you something. I do a lot of research to bring this information to you guys. For those that appreciate it, please do hit the like button. And for whoever's just trolling, find somewhere else. Find somewhere else to go troll. Go sit on the sideline, and maybe somebody's gonna come entertain you one day. But that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to educate people about a lot of this opportunity that we have with one of the greatest wealth transfers that you'll ever be a part of, that generations can ever be a part of, right? And the window is closing for people, right? Now, I don't worry too much about how much time I might have left to be able to position myself. My concern is for the rest of you people who may not have probably taken a chance with just a few dollars. And see, you got to understand the mission. You know what I'm saying? In order for you to be able to come out on the other end, profitable. Okay? And if you haven't learned from Bitcoin being something that was moderately priced at one time. Well, if I told you today, yeah, it's still moderately priced, you're gonna look at me like I'm crazy. But where it's going to go, you'll look back and say, man, I didn't even pay attention like he was, right? So that's why I say I got people calling me up thanking me because they take and pay heed to some of the information that they did get from me. And I just ask that, if you're going to be on this page and I'm really trying to bring something to you that can help you change your life, just be respectful and try to help, other people grasp onto it. And so hopefully maybe they could change their life. But, their finances at least and stuff, get ahead a little something because it's hard out here for everybody, you know what I'm saying? And any little information that can help me along will be most appreciated. So, that's basically how I get down. Like I don't want to get up here and do too much playing around, wasting time because time is very valuable. You can't get it back. You see what I'm saying? But we got to have a sense of humor, and sometimes we want to, we do want to add that little, you know, that fresh air or whatever you might feel, feeling today, however you feeling and stuff. And I'm not knocking nobody for that. But if add on to the topic, add on and build with the conversation. You know what I'm saying? You know, each one teach one. Y'all try to enlighten each other in the comments and stuff like that, man. Uh, I need you there. You know. Where's my moderator at? So I got all these different phones going at the same time. Market over here. Another one over here. This is not bad. I'm up. I'm up over here too. So, um, but the opportunities are I think we're looking at probably having like a good 6 months of upward kind of you know upward trajectory. The prices are going to move up. They're talking about like I said, the 401ks and stuff, and they're estimating the whole of crypto right now, the whole of the market capitalization, total assets, money or whatever in the market is just over $4 trillion. And with that being said, you have Big Daddy Bitcoin at 120. We're saying the top three, we can go to the top five, but then you get into meme coins and all these other things. But the Big Daddy is at 120. Then XRP is just pushing right now, 46, 4,700. Shout out to you if you got it. All right. Um, Salute. And then XRP is still holding steady up around the $3.30, somewhere around there, 3.25, three and a quarter. And I realized that was a that is still a blessing in itself. However, it's still one of those things that I look at and I'm like, I don't think that well, I would say I wouldn't be buying at this price because I was buying for such cheaper prices. But as it's gotten to where it is now, and I'm saying, wow, I just held on to that stuff. You just got to buy it and hold. That's it. But it wasn't very easy because, of course, the times get hard. You need you want your investment to do well so you can probably take a profit, or you want to, you just want to forget about it. Say, hey, I put that money over there, I forgot about it, and then come back and look at it. So I was locked out of a couple of exchanges. So think about that, right? Putting money somewhere and needing it, but you can't get it, or needing it, but you're just disciplined enough to say, I'm not going to spend it. I'm going to let it sit. So I've been in both of those situations where I say, man, look, I'm just disciplined enough where I'm not going to touch it. There's been a couple of times when I touched it, and I look at it now, I'm like, that was just a dummy move. You know what I'm saying? Yep, because I had a lot of it, and but I still had a good amount of it, a very good amount of it, but I don't have as much as I had. But I was disciplined, and that's what it takes to make it. You know what I'm saying? Through these different um, seasons when the price goes up and it comes back down, because it just blows your mind that you just had all this money, then it just all it dwindled away right between your fingers like the sand on the beach. Like, man, what happened to the money? Still hold the asset, and so when things turn around after being patient, not sitting on the sideline, we got skin in the game, we're just sitting on it and being patient and just adding to it. Just that was always my philosophy. That was always my like, well, where's all the money? Where's all the money? uh, of course, I guess it's on the screen, right? Realtor.com. I don't know why these people call me, because if you think I'm going to spend my crypto with you to buy a house, you're out your mind. Call me back. I'll call you when I got some cash, after I done cashed in. You see what I'm saying? I did cashed in. But it's crazy, because you think about how the price can move so fast that you will be like, oh man, there was an opportunity and I didn't take advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? Uh, and that's one of the things I just want to say, man. There's a lot of opportunities out there. So here's one too, right? And this is the thing. I follow some other people, and I want to. They've been, some of these cryptos you can't get them, man. I really feel sorry for people that can't get their hands on them. But WikiCat, WikiCat is up 21% right now. There's another one called OLAXBT, and it is up 63% right now. But if you want to look at the price and talk about the price of this thing, it's 11 cent. It's 11 cent, and it's up 50%. It's up 50%. So looks like, and this was in the last 7 days, or today. No, just today alone, it was at 7 cent. 7 cent. And right now it's about to be 12 cent. But let me just show you some of these are macro investments. This is why, I say we have a lot of opportunities still yet, but the window of opportunities, it can be gone before you know it. So I just want to pull up my calculator and do some quick calculations, because there's no way. Here we go. If something costs 11 cents, okay, something costs 11 cents. And like, I don't need you to do this for me, sir. But I just gotta, be that guy, I mean, though, I don't want to sit here and sell you hopium or sell you a false dream. These are just numbers, right? And it's just like, it doesn't matter much about you rolled the dice at the casino, you had a chip over here. If it increases, it increases, right? If the luck if Lady Luck is on your side right there when you roll the dice, then you just won whatever you put your money on. Now, you could put it on a small chip or a big chip. So, when you look at the numbers for the winnings, like you won on whatever level you play on, right? Whatever level you play on, you win. So 0.11. I think we should divide that. Oh, let's just say we got $100 bill. $100 divided by. Okay, so you would get 990 of these things. 990 of them. 990 of them. So we'll go 990. 909, I'm sorry. So it was 11 cents. So 11 cents, you get 11 cents times 0.11, multiply that times 909. So that would be like $100, right? So you say you did $100. That's at 11 cents. Say it goes to like 30 cents. 0.30, and you times that by 909. You made $270 from spending $100. You made $272. You know, if it went up by 30 cents. And that's if you're buying something that's 11 cents. There are cryptos out there that cost 4 cents and 2 cents. So for $100, you can wind up like 10,000 of these things. That same $100. So it's just math. It's just math. And it's your entry level. And when I like to kind of use a comparison to when, say you are at a casino and you do bet $100, you know, you can play penny stocks. Penny slots. You can do, you know, if you playing at a crap or at a, well, there's always those the bets at the tables. So depending where you're playing at, you know, and your $100 is going to go but so far, you know, at that table. Your bigger return is always going to be on the bigger chips. But with crypto, your bigger return is always going to be when you have more coins. Okay, so instead of having one Bitcoin, if you had 4 of them, you'd be looking at $480,000. You see, so if an opportunity presents itself to buy maybe 5 or 10 coins or whatever case, whatever they were. I mean, I sometimes won't spend $100 or I won't spend my whole paycheck. I may just put 40 or 50 down and I may only get like 30 or 40 or 16 or 25 coins, depending on the price. I put the whole check down and I got like 350, I got 400. I picked up 400 more than what I already had. So I add to the bag. And this is the strategy I always try to use and what I share with people. And this is why, like I said, people that call me up and thanking me and be like, yo, I got you, I'm seeing some money. So, you know, it's just one of those things that I just like, you know, writing is on the wall right now for a lot of these different cryptocurrencies. They're definitely getting ready to like kind of blow the roof off the building. And I know it might be tough for some people to get, you know, a little extra money to allocate each week into, you know, this market. But if you're thinking I might just go with a 401k, it's going to come out your check either way. If you do it or if you just let them do it. And a lot of times what we do is we tend to let them do it. Yeah, I just let them do it. I don't want to have to, what? You don't want to have to what? You don't want to have to add it up in 6 months and see that you didn't make no money. It's all about how much you exposed yourself to, you know. And then if you expose yourself to something during a time where markets, you know, they're not doing too good, it look like everything is struggling out here. You might have to wait for more than 6 months to see your money, but you should see your money back, especially in these markets. That's my take on it, bro. Let me know what you guys think. I got a few of them, man. I'd say, you know, as this community grows, if we get, you know, a little bit more familiar with each other, then I can, I can start naming some of these things, and hopefully, I mean, I can now just name a couple more that somebody could see. But the ones I'm not invested in these things. Some of this stuff I'm invested in, and some of it I am not invested in. Well, why don't you tell us what you're investing in? I can do that, but I'm not gonna do that here. This is a little too much of a public platform to display, how I'm making my money. I'm using the market, but which cryptos and stuff that I use right now, when I first got into it and I was all into Bitcoin and everything, sure, they had a party for me, had Bitcoin and the thing, like we taking pictures and stuff. My 50th birthday party was really nice. And everybody and their mother knew I got there late. I flew in from Boston, and the party was in Atlanta. Right? I get there late. The band had a live. Everybody, a lot of people left, but everybody knew that I was in the Bitcoin before I even got there. And I'm like, I didn't even know that they had it set up like that for my 50th birthday party and had a cake. I was like, okay, yeah, okay. So and back then it was, it wasn't like it was a. I was myself still getting used to being an early investor and making the money that I made. So I talked about it a lot. I still talk about it. I still tell people about it and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I don't really discuss very much of the assets that I hold. Some of you guys know I do hold XRP. I've been in that for a while, but I don't really try to discuss too much all of the other stuff. So openly. But if this page does kind of grow to where the community becomes more tighter, then I'm not gatekeeping. I don't have a problem with discussing that with people. But there's also people that I'm just not trying to put information out there for maybe they're holding in a big bag, and so, oh, you got it, yeah, okay, then they dump the bag and then they cause the market to go down. I don't know if there's a billionaire sitting here watching me saying, hey, James, I'm gonna buy what you've been buying because you right on the topic and I like, what you're talking about. I don't know that man he can move the markets, or maybe he can say, well, it's time for me to pull out since he's in there. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't want you getting money with them. You can get money, but not with me. They don't mind you sitting at the table, the crypto table, just not at this table. Over this table here, you can go over there and sit with the Solana crew. You know what I'm saying? Or go sit with with the meme coin boys. Don't come over here with the big Bitcoin guys. So we don't buy that other crap. So sometimes I don't really speak about some coins because if I hear about them, I'll let you know. Hey, I heard this is really doing good. So that's it, man. That's it. I'm not. It's almost an hour. So usually I get up to about an hour, and I'll let you guys get back to what you got going on. But I appreciate you coming up in here with me and stopping in and leaving comments and giving me the likes, man. I wish we can get the likes up to more. I don't know how many people was in here exactly. One time we had quite a few people in here, but those likes wasn't really where they should have been. So, it's people that come in and then they, for whatever reason, they stroll to the next live or whatever. I do believe that, like I said, we got a short window of time before things really take off. And hopefully you guys don't miss out on this and you kind of understand what the mission is, and you position yourself for, to profit from this, this great transfer of wealth that's taking place. And then, hopefully you're able to trap some money in these markets and diversify and move them over into, maybe some hard assets like some real estate, start a business, fund your business. And, and you create for yourself and for your family, a way of making some income outside of having to go and do, maybe a job that you don't like, a job that you've been doing for quite some time now, and you're probably just tired of doing it, and you want to, just, you know, resort to something else, something that you were always passionate about. You can make this money, and then you can fund your dreams, with this crypto. I believe it's possible. I believe it's doable. I'm doing what I love. I drive trucks. I love driving trucks. All right. Whether I'm driving a truck for Mr. Charlie, it don't matter. I mean, I could be driving for my son. I want to have a conversation with him, tell him take over the business. You know what I'm saying? Give him everything. Actually, go to the plan, and he's making good money in his what he's doing with the trading and holding the assets that he's got. So that would be great because see, he ain't gonna have to buy the trucks. I just give them to him, and then he got the money to fund the business or to get it up and running. And he's always said, I don't want to truck drive for long, and this ain't gonna be my. I know, but I need him to think bigger. I need him to think big, you know what I'm saying? With what we have, he can grow it, man. You know what I'm saying? Um, he wanted to go to school for trucking. You know what I'm saying? So I did pay to get him in there. Then when he got in the truck, you know, he took off running, hit the ground running. You know what I'm saying? And now he's like a lot of guys. He's fed up with it. He don't want to do it no more. But that's his source of income. It changed his life. It helped him you know, it helped him get his hands on the money that he's funding his other passionate uh, stuff he's doing, and he's doing very well. I'm very proud of him. I'm very proud of him. And I'm telling you ain't got more money than me, son. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got more. I don't care how much you bought. I don't care how much you got. What you got? And he send me a screenshot of what he got. I'm like, okay, you still ain't got more than me. Matter of fact, all what you got belong to me, bro. You know what I'm saying? You owe me. I want mine. Coming for it, baby. Straight up. But yo, alright, man. Coming up on that hour, man. So, if ain't nothing else really to talk about, y'all make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel. Like this video, share this video. If you're watching this video after it's already been posted, go ahead and leave the comments because I'm gonna leave it in there where you guys can comment and stuff. And yeah, man, y'all check me out on the next one, man. I appreciate you for watching all the way to the end. And to my moderator, man, I appreciate you. You're gonna have to do a better job, man. Can't be running in and out like that. We're gonna let you keep your moderation position because I need your help, bro. And once I get it set up where y'all can fund this thing, if you want to fund me, go ahead and hit the like button, support the channel that way. But if if we get some other things going, I'm gonna try and get some have something up here, something special to maybe a giveaway or something. You know what I'm saying? Try to do that, especially the holidays are coming. So yeah, y'all look forward to that. All right, I'm wrapping it up, man. You guys, thanks for coming in. Y'all, peace out. Be safe out there, driver.